Hi, this is your host Swapnil Bhartiya and welcome to our 2022 Predictions series. And today we have with us once again Guy Eisenkot, Bridgecrew Senior Director of Product Management at Palo Alto Networks. Guy, it's great to have you on the show.
Thanks, Swap. I'm always glad to come on.
Before I ask you to pick up your crystal ball and share your predictions, quickly tell us what is Bridgecrew all about? I mean, of course, we cover Bridgecrew regularly, but just give us an elevator pitch.
So Bridgecrew is a infrastructure as code security company. We have developed arsenal of tools that help developers avoid making bad security and compliance configuration errors in the public cloud. So we help them securely author and compose infrastructure as code language resources using Terraform, CloudFormation, Kubernetes, and others. And we incorporate our tooling into either their source control management, their CI/CD tooling, and help them actually avoid making those mistakes early on before they arrive into production.
Thanks for sharing that. Now, it's time for you to pick up your crystal ball and share with us what predictions do you have for next year?
Okay, so here's my first prediction. I think 2022 is a year where we'll start to see a blur that is demonstrating a growing gap between infrastructure security and application security. I think up until now, we had a very clear divide between securing our custom code, our application code, the things that we use to kind of stitch the infrastructure or security, our compute layers together and make them create business use cases. Infrastructure as code historically was about making sure that compute and database power has where to run on. And with more and more companies running on the public cloud, I'm seeing a blur in that responsibilities and in that role, and we'll see a convergence, in my view, between that application and infrastructure domain in security, and those two will eventually, I think, collapse and combine. My second prediction, I believe that DevSecOps is going to go way beyond the hype. I think 2020, even 2019, was about educating security teams that were accustomed to doing endpoint network security. We're all about securing the perimeter. And I think gearing into 2022, we're seeing DevSecOps not only being an educational part where companies and research firms are helping companies adopt these new frameworks, but this will become an ad hoc role inside security and application development teams. I think we will see less and less use of our buzzwords, the DevSecOps, the shift left, to determine and to describe how security is done as part of development. And we'll see more and more talks on cloud code and how we're using more and more cloud code and how we should be securing that cloud code, whether that is our application code, our custom configurations, our infrastructure as code, or open source. All of that is going to get demystified and hopefully grounded. My third and last prediction is I think we're going to have one more big wave of cloud migrations. I think we've seen one of these every couple of years. I'm following and actually rooting for a few emerging technologies. Personally, I'm looking at things like serverless 3.0. I'm looking at HashiCorp and its growing footprint into the public cloud and into simplifying services for users of multi-cloud. I'm looking at Git-operated databases. And I'm also looking at AI programming. And I think all of those trending technologies are going to boost fast-driving technology organizations to essentially migrate from legacy stacks and to adopt some of the latest and greatest that cloud services have to offer. And that is going to come with a challenge, naturally. I think with more and more movement and growth in engineering departments that's driven by these migration processes, we need to see security that are not only playing an advocate role in development teams, but are actually promoting directly in code best practices and architectural guidance as part of a day-to-day development lifecycle.
Excellent. Thanks for sharing these predictions. Now, if I ask you, what is going to be the focus for Bridgecrew in 2022?
Great question. We identify some of these trends for a couple of years now. We've seen how our core infrastructure as code security tool has been used by hundreds of the world's leading cloud native companies. And we're looking to make the next big advancement in making configuration much smarter. Bridgecrew is developing technologies that are helping crowdsource configurations and helping developers that are not necessarily accustomed to building infrastructure in the public cloud get crowdsourced knowledge on what should and should not be done. And to make sure that those detections of bad practices that are in use in the company are always matched with smart fixes that can be used and leveraged to resolve issues even without prior knowledge or context on security problems.
Excellent. Guy, thank you so much for taking time out today and, of course, share your predictions. I would love to have you back on the show next year to hold a scorecard and see how many of your predictions turned out to be true, and, of course, to get the set of predictions for 2023. But thanks for your time today, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Thank you.
Always great to come on. Thanks a lot.